This is shiroke, and the stems right here are the really delicious part. Hi, this is Quinlan, and it is spring, April 22nd, up here in Iwate in North Japan, and some of my favorite things to do all year round are happening right around now. First, every year around April 15th, the Hachimantai Aspite line, which is this 28-kilometer long road that goes across all the way from Iwate to Akita, opens. In the winter, it gets such incredible snowfall that they can't even try to plow it. They just let it be completely buried in snow, and this is a great place to see the snow monsters during the winter, actually. And then in early April, they start the work of plowing it so that around April 15th, they open it up and it creates this snow corridor. This year, there's a lot actually less snow than usual. And so the snow corridor is actually a lot lower than it's been in past years. It's still well worth the trip, even if it's lower than usual. In fact, just a couple days ago, I took a little walk around the summit area of Hachimantai and just did a little loop to see where the Dragon Eye will be, the summit area and back. It was so windy a couple days ago when I went to the summit that I couldn't really talk to you because there was just so much wind in the camera. So just take a look at what I was doing. So you can see on the map, I start here, go up by these lakes, the summit, around and back down. This is Kagami Numa, which around June usually, though this year probably earlier, melts in such a way as to create this, which is what's called the Dragon Eye. Some people have made it or tried to make it into sort of a tradition, but this is not some traditional myth up here in Hachimantai. Actually, just sometime, I think it was 7 or 8 years ago, something like that, a Taiwanese tourist took a photo of this lake as it was melting and said that it looked like a dragon eye in an Instagram post. And that went very viral. And as a result, the local tourism association in Hachimantai, the city hall, everybody took notice. And now there's Dragon Eye beer, there's Dragon Eye sundaes, and a lot of people come to this area just to see the Dragon Eye. This is fine. I'm in favor of whatever it takes to get more tourists here, but I do want to say that it's not just all about the Dragon Eye. There are so many beautiful things to experience in the spring up in Hachimantai. So I hope you don't just see the Dragon Eye and go. There's a lot of walking on the snow. Mount Moko is beautiful, and the other lakes also have beautiful melting configurations. At the summit area right here, this is actually about 5 meters less snow than there was last year and the year before. It's really kind of shocking, but it is what it is. If you come to Hachimantai in the spring, there are a number of ways for you to enjoy it here. The sakura, or cherry blossoms, of course, bloom here a lot later than they do even in Morioka, and of course much, much later, weeks later than in Tokyo and Kyoto. On the same day, you can usually see the cherry blossoms at the bottom of the Aspite line road, and then take a bus or go with a guide up to the top and see this wall, 5 or 6 meters of snow, and walk around on the top. In the mountaintop rest house, as it's called, the facility right near the summit of Hachimantai, there's a parking lot if you go with your own car. There's also a bus stop, and there, for just 200 yen, you can rent boots. They're not warm boots, they're just these rubber boots, but they'll do, because it's usually not that cold in mid-late April when you're walking up around on the snow. And so even if you don't bring snow boots, hiking boots, you can still walk around on all these meters of snow up on top of Hachimantai. So, if you're coming to Iwate in that late spring, mid-April to maybe early May, it's probably best to stay in Morioka. There's a lot of lodging options there, and also some amazing restaurants, which I need to make a video on later just to showcase all the amazing places to eat and drink in Morioka. From there, you can take any number of different adventures during the day. So what I'm recommending this time is to take a bus from Morioka Station to Hachimantai. And from April 15th, when the Aspite line opens, you can go up to the summit, do that whole exploration that I showed you up on the summit in the snow. Alternatively, it's sometimes better to have a guide with you. And if you hired me, which you can of course look me up through my website, GoNorth.jp, it's linked down below in the description, or hit me up through Instagram or through the channel email, etc., I could take you to a number of different places in Hachimantai, including the snowy mountains up there, also some of the shrines, a volcanic lava site. There's a lot to see. The only thing I lament about Hachimantai is that it's really spread out. It's not like some of those other sort of ski villages, I guess Nozawa and Niseko, where you can basically ski down and then walk to all the lodgings. Hachimantai kind of requires a car, though you can get around by bus. It's just not someplace where you can walk around everywhere, unfortunately. That said, it is so undiscovered and so much less crowded than all those other places. All of Iwate is still this basically hidden gem. I just got back from guiding tourists around Kyoto, Hiroshima, Nara, and Nagano, and those places are packed with tourists. And I come back up here to Iwate and Akita, and yeah, there's a few tourists here and there, but it's basically empty, still undiscovered and pristine. As you can see now, today I'm wearing my foraging clothing, this ever so fashionable, as you call it in Japanese, sagyogi. Let me show you. Sagyogi basically just means work clothes. And when you go foraging, this is really good because thorns don't get through it, burrs don't stick on it. It's really hardy. I have picked today a whole bunch of wild vegetables in the mountains here. Everything is blooming much earlier than usual this year, just like the cherry blossoms bloomed, I believe, the second earliest time on record. It's really just happening so quickly this year. But I'm happy I was able to find time to get out and get some of these fresh, delicious things. I've been so busy the last month or two with guiding tourists around both the Kansai and central Japan area, as well as up here in northern Japan, which is great. This is what I wanted, what I do want, to be, guiding and working, but it's meant that I've had a lot less time to make videos. I will find a way to get a little bit more balance going on, and so I can still take you and show you the things that I love up here in the mountains. I'm still figuring that out, but I want to thank you for being patient with me, even if the frequency of my uploads is a lot less than it has been. And if you are coming to Japan, please do consider hiring me as a guide, because I love to show people around in person and tell more stories about the flora, fauna, history, culture, everything of Japan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the trails.